All right. Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It is Thursday. There we go. I'm trying to get that there. Let's get the chat line up. I think you can see, yeah, you can see, no fact check spreadsheet. Let's put that up. Fact check spreadsheet. Where are you? Right there. You see we have the Swiss against the dollar, and the dollar is going down. The dollar is going down. Swiss is, when the Swiss goes down, the dollar goes down. That's what that is there. And you see the pressure on that. Let's see. We've watched them kind of go into a circle. We're not really seeing. They've made a nice run. There's no doubt about that. The dollar has had a nice pop. Interest rates seem to, maybe they're plateauing at the moment in the States here. Maybe that's what that's all about. Only time will tell. Our math also is the big indicator in the end result. We always watch what the math says, and what the math says usually is relatively accurate. It's like 8.5 out of 10. So, it's hard to, forget about that. I mean, that's where we build our opinion from to begin with, watching our math and seeing, what's going on there. So, the action that we're seeing with the Swiss over the last day has been pressure on the downside, and that's where we're at the moment. You can see that pressure pressing down, and that's on the Chicago Quant, and then big time on the J4X also. Big dive, excuse me, right there. See that nice big dive going on, and the last 2 days have generated reds. You can see I guess we had no dot 2 days in a row, which is very unique. Let's just refresh that. That's very rare to see that. And then we got the red dot there, and it tried to go sell, and it couldn't go into the sell there either day, just right on the edge. You can see that 0.00009. So, and then yesterday was 0.00001 or Z1. So in the end, it finally is getting a little pressure there on the downside. And just for the fun of it, let's just run over to the, let's take a look at the 10-year at least. Let's see what the 10-year is doing. There's a 10-year. You can see it's, the interest rates, when this is going up, that means interest rates are going down. And so that's what's really been going on there is, I guess we've kind of plateaued a little bit in the interest rate market here in the States. And so I guess, the pairs trades are going to start to adjust to that, some old school fundamentals, huh? Cool, huh? All right, let's take a look at the euro. You can see the euro is battling its way. Ooh, it's looking even better now. That's putting some good pressure on there. It was the red-green there, so we can actually put the green line in there. It's already there because it's higher than yesterday's close, and it's moving up, and we're in a green dot, and there's a lot of action going on in there. Let's take a look at it on the J4X. Let's see if the little white line is piercing the dotted line. Let's see, where's that at? Right there. I'm sure it is. Yep, look at that. It's pierced through it. It's doing the same thing, showing the strength here, just like we see here. So the action is being pressed up on the upside there with the euro. So I'm wondering, just wild guess. I think, matter of fact, I'm going to go to the fact check spreadsheet. Yeah, both of those I have labeled as in daily buys. So I imagine the British pound is doing very well. Let's see. Yep, holding up nice. 2 green dots. Let's just look at it on J4X. There. So moving back up to the 40 line, it supported itself in the 38s. That's the 30. That's a 38 right there. That's that channel we've talked about for a long while, watching it, thinking that it was going to establish itself, and that's what we're starting to see now, is an establishment of the 138 support area. All right, not bad. Quiet Thursdays. It's kind of interesting. I see a lot of questions on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday it gets fair. The questions die down. Thursday seems to be a little bit more chill, and then Friday, is it Friday? Usually we see more action, or is it, I guess because we saw some good action yesterday. people will pop in and we'll start to see some questions kick out. And if not, we'll just keep on rolling through our rhythm here like we normally do. So you can see the three major pairs are moving up against the dollar. You can see where I showed you the 10-year. 10-year is going down. The interest rate's going down, which is putting pressure on the dollar. And what else do we say about that? I guess nothing at the moment. That is just the recipe of it all. Oh, there it is. There's 47. Hey, 47, how you doing? Let me think. Look on line 20. Yeah, line 20 on this fact check spreadsheet. You can see it's 2 days in the daily sell, which means that it's getting stronger against the dollar. Here it is there. Yep, and going on a third day. It hasn't made the actual move like taken out like this. Like hasn't taken out this low, but gotten very close. That low there is 25.75, and the low here is 25.69. And so, maybe it'll break it down in here and start to move down. We're in a weekly sell, so you would think that with a daily sell and a weekly sell, there would be pressure on the downside. Obviously, it was telling you could be short here on an overnight basis. It's become bumpy, but it's been victorious. It's the winner chicken dinner. And so, all these currencies show life in them. They all perk up. When the dollar's going down, they all perk up. It's interesting to watch what we used to refer to as the exotics. Now they're just, I guess they're still called the exotics, but the exotic pairs, like a New Zealand against the Aussie, that's an exotic, and the Zloty against the Euro is considered an exotic, and then like the South African Rand against the dollar would be like an exotic, that type of thing. That was a little bit more probably second tier to the main products themselves. But there's no doubt we have come to a time now where we see a lot of smaller pairs trades show a lot of good life in them, and they trend very well. All right. So that is with the Canadian. You can see that action that's going on there. It's inching its way down. Maybe it'll give it a better break somewhere, like, a couple days of this, and it does a little drop like that. It can do that, go a little sideways and then does a little break, like that sound, and do a little imitation of something falling. You can see here Turkish lira moving down. Same thing. The pressure's on it. And look at the weekly, just flatlined on the buy, flatlined on it. I guess if it drops a little bit more, it's gonna put some pressure on it. Then we got till tomorrow to see if it's going to survive a second week in a weekly buy. Is it second week? Yeah, it'll be third week. Let's see, what is this? This is Turkish lira, right? So that's line 17. Yeah, 2 weeks in a buy. So we'll see if it finds a way to stay in a weekly buy for a third week. Wow, I mean, it's a flatliner there. All right, we just did the Canadian. Is that good enough for you, 47 on the Canadian? And let's jump over to, we did the Swiss. We start off with the Swiss. So where do we go from here? Oh, that's right. We go NASCAD. We'll look at the energies. That's what we'll do. So there is, where's it at? The Loonie trade right there. I think it's caught my eye again yesterday in the fact that the weakness that it's been carrying. It's 9 days in the daily sell and 1 week in a weekly sell. So, it's going to go on 2 weeks here. Oh, I see. Because today they are putting a little chart. Yesterday they warned us. The markets warned us with the red and the green. And a lot of times you can take your profits off of those things. If you were riding this short from the daily sell into the weekly sell, and you see that, you just take your money. Oh, J4X is in the way. Let's do that. There we are. So you see that. That's usually, I like that. If it's in a trend, like in this case here, it's in a weekly trend here on the upside. And where's it at? Let's find a red-green. There's a red-green. And you get a red-green, happens right on top of the in this case here, the high of the whole move. And I guess you get a sell here. It goes back into the buy. Doesn't go into the sell here. but it gives you the red green. You think, oh yeah, I'll take a profit, and the next day, kapooey, and rolls over. Same thing here. You can see that in the sell, but we're still in a weekly buy, and it gives us the red green, and then it goes kapooey, like that. It's a technical term, kapooey. And so it's always interesting to see that stuff. Ooh, another trailer today. Let's see what we got here. Huh. Wow. I see that. Are you in here, Robin? I see that. I just saw the email. Yeah, how about that, huh? That looks like another familiar one. Is it Maya? Oh, Robo and bean oil, gold, and OJ. OJ? Okay, we'll have to work on that OJ situation. See if we can find an ETF for that. I think there is an ETF for it, so that's not too bad. Let's see. So, where are we at here? Oh, yeah, so we're looking at CAD. So from there, with this sliding into the buy after 9 days in a sell, we're still not seeing the weekly lift. So it may be short-lived. Let's go check out the energies. And you would assume with this type of action, with the Canadian heading down, this moving up, you would assume that oil would be up in value. So let's, I don't need to open it. Let's just go there. Let's go take a look at oil this morning. Right there. There's the oil. Give it a refresh. It's trying to climb into a buy. That's good. Now it's just that refresh kind of pushed it out of it, didn't it? Look at that. So it's just underneath minus 0.01. And there's a red dot. So it's just on the edge. It's trying to lift up. And it is higher. It is higher from yesterday. It's having a hard time trying to climb back into the buy there. Yes, indeed. So we'll just keep an eye on that one. That's another one of those of a yip yip and yowie. And then let's take a look at the natural gas right there. Natural gas closed in a daily buy last night. I thought that was interesting. Very curious to watch a product that normally goes to sleep this time of the year. It seems to be very alive and well and participating, which is curious in its own right. We went into a weekly sell here, which makes sense. They gave it a pop, and then we went back into the sell here and went down. Now they're trying to give it a pop again. Let's see if we get into another daily sell and another slide down. There must be a lot of demand for some of these energies at this point. Let me see. I had the Robo on there. Where did I put it? All right, so let's do this. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go with that. I would just, I'll just go with the natural. Let's do that. Let's see and put the Robo in that. Let's see. Copy window. And then paste window. And let's put Robo in that. Let's see how that comes out. And we'll have another energy to pay attention to. That's kind of neat. I always like that. So it's a Robo. I forget what the symbol was now. What was the symbol for us? Robo was bean. No, was it? I can't think of a symbol on that. What was the symbol on that? I wonder if I still have it in the saved area. Let's cancel that for a moment. And that. And then let me see if I can find it. I guess I'll go to the Merc. The Merc. It's easier to just go to the Merc and figure out what they're doing here. But that could be fun. Since no one's asking any questions, I'll go through the, put the symbol in. We can take a look at it all together to see what is doing it. How it's working. Markets and energies. Let's see. Boy, we get a lot of things over there. Come on, guys. you go to the energies and you're wondering where the products. Let's go products. Okay. There, RoboGet RB. That's it. Okay. So let's try that. RB. RB. There's March. And we're in March, right? Okay, so we'll go with that and then we'll replace it. Because, let's see. Let me just double check. And I'll do it in this one too. And we'll put April in there now. Let's see, yeah, 26th. What's today's date? Oh yeah, that's already closed out. All right, so let's go like this and create a new one now. And if anybody wants to see something else, we can go do it. Euro, dollar, great job. Oh, let's see, we can go back to that real quick. Let me just load this in and then we'll come back to it. Take a quick peek and see what we did a great job on. Oh, okay, good, yeah, great job. What was the great job? Did we call it well or something or what? Let's see, RB, and then look up, and then let's see. I guess April's getting ready to go out. So what's that? That's J. We're gonna throw April in there, like that. But you can see what March went out February 26th. So let's do this. Let's go to May. Let's do May gas. This is for the automobiles. Close. Let's see. Where am I at here? Okay, so I say okay. And I go like that. I'll load that in, and then what we'll do is we'll go over to Euro and see what I done right. What did I do right this time? Or what did I do wrong this time? There it is right there. Okay. Close. And I think I need to remove somebody also at the same time, so I got to go like File, New, Quote Manager or something like that. There we go. And let me just remove one of these. NYMEX. There it is. Delete. Data. Okay. No. Cancel. Delete symbol. And then where else can I go in there? Because it gets antsy when I do this stuff. Let's see. NYMEX has a bunch of them. All right. So there we go. All right. Now let's go over and take a look at the... I got this in there. So now let's go take a look at Euro and see what we've done right. Right there. Yeah, I guess, we're in a weekly sell, though. So I'm not the fastest to be excited about the action in the buy side here that's forming up, this is turning up, from that yesterday, it, went through. You can see it was actually a plus. But I'm not that excited, but it is bottoming, and you know what? I've been trying to do that with the ETF. So I might be if you're hearing, I'm thinking about looking at that position, going after that, because that's what I want to do. Also, is go after that product at this point. I think that is a good one. That's something that we might be able to do for the exchange. So I'm going to be eyeballing that. Let's see, right there. We can get rid of that one. Need to delete some of these things. There we go. So thank you. And at the same time, I am concerned that being in a weekly sell, it's not making me feel very good. I would be better. I'd be much more happier to see us get into a buy before getting. Well, obviously you can't get long here. You just got to cover your short, and that's usually the way it plays itself out in the end. All right, now let's go back to Robo. And is that the great job I did? Just check. Just checking. Just checking. Let's see. Let's get rid of that. I'm deleting stuff as we speak now because I got that warning about too many. Too many. And let's get rid of that. Cancel. There we are. Yeah, too many. All right, now let's go back to the robo right here, and you can see. Oh, let's see. See how well or doesn't. Let's see. It's been in a buy since like back here. So let's just put it. Let's see what that one was. Yep, that was a buy there too. So went into the buy here. It was obviously in a daily buy even further back. Even further back, like right there. That sell is almost like irrelevant. That buy is irrelevant. It's still in a buy. My God, this thing's on a tear. Is that a sell right there? Yep, that was a sell right there. 2 days later, back into the buy right there. And then 1 day back, a sell. And then we can move the buy. Where was the buy? Was that the buy? No. Was that the buy? No. There's the buy right there. That was a sloppy one. You can't take the short, of course, but it still climbed, you know. And then we move that out of the way. I guess there's a sell there. Let's see, what's that? That's the sell right there. And then move that over. And then we went back into the buy here. And that's where we are at the moment. So we can remove all these guys right there. And Robo has been in a buy since. And that's today. And we can even get rid of the sell. So the Robo's been in there. And so let's put that in there too, symbol wise. So that's a way for us to look at the Robo May. Wow, what a good product, huh? Well, on this move, that's for sure. Okay, thank you, Kilgore. Thank you very much. Yeah, we try. You know, we look. It's relatively easy for us on some level. You know, I mean, trading is never easy. Let's put it that way. Trading is never easy. There's always a challenge to it all. But you know, if you're disciplined, it can look easy. Let's put it that way. And let's go like that. And then I guess we could go like that. And then literally move it back to there. And now we'll save this like that. There you go. And that will be going out to our new client that's into this. Let's see. And we'll put the symbol there, Robo. And save. There we are. Let me see where it went, just for the sake of fun. Where did the Robo go? Oh, it's right there. Okay, good. Okay. So that's the energy. We can throw that into other ones, Robin, you know. I like the trend the way that this is the gas oil in England, they call that, you know, for the automobiles. And then you can see we went to the weekly buy in the beginning of December. And it's carried for almost 1 full month there, and then 2 months, 3 months. And it's over 3 months. It's like 12 weeks in a buy, which is really cool. All right. Save workspace. Did we do all the energies? I think we did all the energies. So where do we go back? We go back to the currencies, right? And then, oh, what did I do? I ended up closing that. Let's open it up again. Like that. And so now let's go back to the currencies. Where did we leave off? That was we did the Canadian and the loonie, and that's usually the way we lead ourselves into the energies. Okay, that's cool. And so then from the energies, so let's see, we did the 3 energy products, and then from there we go back to the currencies, and we do a quick little look on some of the other things, unless someone asks for something. If you ask for something, we'll just go right to it. But we I think we've been looking at the yen, right there, and that pressure is on it. Just missed going into the sell yesterday, and now it's pressing down. That's how that usually follows the same trend as the dollar. And then we've been looking at ruble. Ruble's in a sell for the last couple of days, and it's also been in a weekly sell for a couple of weeks. And then from there, we drift back over to the metals. That's what we do. And so then we go to the metals and see what's going on there. And there is silver still lifting up. Let's give it a refresh. And save and go like that. And then there it is. And then we take a look at the, no, we did the energy already. So then we go take a look at gold. And gold still showing, where is it? Let's refresh that. So there's the 11th. It's still popping up. We've still got this issue with the pricing and the way they cut out the lows. That low is down here. That's why we were in a buy on that. And that's why I put up there bad data buy. It's a bad data. But in the end result is that you're not getting long anyway because we're in weekly sells. So all you're doing is making sure you're covered from down here for where we went into the sell up here. So that's really what we're at this moment in time. And so we go like that. Let's see. And let's save that. That's gold. And then we drift over to copper. And you can see the copper yesterday closed in the buy, and today is perking up. And we are in a weekly buy. So that trade you could have taken. Let's reload that, see what it looks like. Yeah. So that's the copper. And that is our adventure through the metals. And that's what we do is we go from there. And then we go back over to the currencies again, see what's going on a few of the other products. And that kind of leads us into the Bitcoin situation, like right there, which leads us over into from the cryptos. Now that's interesting. We're still in the buy yesterday, even with the red dot. Now today they're trying to pressure it. We'll see. Let's give that a refresh again. We'll see. And it's still flirting with a weekly sell up there. I'm a little disappointed with that, but this is interesting. Now that's healthy at the moment. So this is really what's really going on. We got a red dot and we've got this going on at the same time. Playing with the weekly sell. Right there. There we go. And that is curious to see the action in the cryptos like that. Cryptos have been very fascinating. There's so many positive things I could say about the cryptos right now. I mean, really. I mean, very much so. They've held up really nice throughout this whole event. And they're not running as fast as I would have thought on the upside, but that's because the equity market seems to be doing it for it. And so then what we do is we go over to the stock indices. So there is the NASDAQ 100, or as Dukascopy calls it, the Tech 100. You see it's fighting to get into a buy, but the problem is we're in a weekly sell. And I have my doubts. I'm wondering, are they going to really reach up for that? Or are they just going to let it, flop around? I kind of think it's going to flop around. I don't know why, but there's a lot of profit to be taken in that sector. And then, we're in a buy. It missed it there, and then it missed it there by breaking down. And now we're flirting with the buy. I think we closed in a buy last night. Where's that? That's line 26. Yeah. So we're just going to, I don't know where, let me give this a refresh. I don't know where that red dot came from, but, and we were using that as it, last night this was plus. And that is flirting with the weekly sell still. So we're just going to put the line right there, and we'll let that sit. And we're figuring this is a long. And that last night, they must have pulled out. There goes the low there. See, the low is 3.883. I have it on another service right now. What's that? That's the S&Ps, right? Yeah. So yesterday's low I have of 3856. That's what's happened is they pull numbers out of this thing and they're removing them on us. It's really odd to watch it happen. So we're going to leave that in the buy, and we'll let this thing climb along right there. And it would be nice to see this thing climb into the weekly buy, because right now we're really stuck in a neutral. We're in a buy and we've been in this sell, and now we're trying to climb into a buy, and you can try to buy it right there. And so for today's action, it's safe, relatively safe. Let's put it that way. The only thing that has me hesitant is the fact that we're still underneath the weekly sell number at the moment. It's not confirmed yet, but it's giving me concern that there's just not a lot of buying going on. Not like this. This is the Dow Jones Industrial Average. They never even visited the weekly sell like the other two products or the other indices have. This thing is just riding along solidly the last week and a half, and a buy here, and it just keeps on climbing. They are reaching for that index. It's almost like they're pairs trading the indexes at the moment. It has that look to it, where they're actually pair trading the indexes, buying one, selling the other. So, and it looks like they're buying the Dow and they're selling the S&P 500. And so that is the look of the. Let's see, let's go like that. That's the look of the action we're seeing. And then here you can see the 30-year. Been in a buy for 3 days, but we're still in weekly sells. So it's just like a dead cat bounce, dead cat bounce. But whatever it is in the end result, whatever you want to call it, the end result is that it's going up in value, which means that the interest rates are dropping, and that's putting pressure on the dollar side of the pairs trades. And that's how it all rolls around here, traders. So that's kind of curious. Now, let's go over to, let's see, where is it at? Let's cancel that and close this out. And then I'm going to open up another currency instead. And we're also going to take a look at some of the other products. I think we have to hunt down an orange juice, so we might as well do that too at the same time. So we'll go like that. We'll go there and look for it. The orange juice. I think it's OJ, actually, to be exact. So, let's see. There it is. We start off with, let's see if that filled in. It didn't fill in. Okay, so there's the diamonds. That's the Dow Jones Industrial Average showing the life, just like the futures contract. And make it 3 days back. It doesn't matter. Let's do that. Let's try 3 days back. Or 1 week. There we are. All right. And so that's holding up really well, and that's kind of impressive. And I don't know if they're doing that. Everything is marketing nowadays around here. So I'm actually thinking that we're seeing strength in the Dow Jones Industrial Average because it's the number one thing that everybody can relate to, statistically. And so there might be forces actually trying to push that up versus buying any of the other stock indices. Now this is the dollar index finally making a little minus there, but we're in a weekly buy, so you don't want to short it. You just know not to be long it. That's where we are at the moment. Let's just remove that. Delete. There we go. And then that is coffee. And let's see if we can get a refresh on that. Nothing yet. They haven't started buying into it. But notice it's playing with the weekly and the daily there, which is cool. And then let's see if we can find OJ. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a copy of that. And we'll go find the OJ. And that's always fun. I always like doing a new chart in front of everybody live. It's just, I don't know, it's just like just some type of positiveness about it all. Let's see, where we did that. And Oh, I wanted to look at that real quick because if that would go into a buy, I think I'd get long that there on the ETF. But that's yesterday, so today might do that. We'll have to keep an eye out on that. And then let's see what the ARC is loading up. ARC is loading up. Let's see what they're doing here. Let's refresh that. It's got a red dot, but it's trying to lift. That's cool. We have a client following that. Supposedly that's like an ETF that follows all these tech stocks or the new technological companies or something like that. And now let's go over to here and see if we can put OJ in there. Format instrument. Symbol. OJ. Did I lose it? I must have lost it. So we have to add it. OJ lookup. There we are. No symbol for that. Okay. We have to find out what orange juice is. And that's the next game to be chased after. And I like doing that. I mean, unless someone wants to see something on the webinar, something particular, we'll just keep on doing this. And I can stop and go to whatever you're looking for. Just, throw it up on the chat line, and I'll go there right now. I don't have to do this. It's just I kind of find it fun to do. And I think it's a very good, way for people to see and understand the rules by me putting the lines in physically. Orange juice ETF. They even want to have is orange juice liquid gold? Orange juice derivatives ETF. Let's see what that says. Let's see. There we are. Let's see if we can find the symbol on it. Boy, they give us everything else. Contracts for FCOJ on ICE. What about the ETF? Hey, Robin. I'm looking up the OJ. Is that what they want, right? They want the OJ. Orange juice? I know I had it at one time, and I deleted it. So I'm just trying to find it, and I figured I would put it up on there and show people how we, read it. I think that's always a positive thing. Let's cancel that and close that for the moment. But that's what I'm trying to do right now. But if someone sees something that they want to see, just shout it out. We'll go after it. I'm still just trying to hunt down this symbol for OJ. Orange juice ETF. Why is it such a challenge? Let me just spell it out. Let's see. Orange juice. Maybe it's juice. It could be literally, the symbol could be literally orange juice symbol. Let's see what that says. Not there. We already tried that. That's too bad. They're saying that there's no really good orange juice ETFs. That's a ugly thing there, isn't it? Orange juice futures. I don't want orange juice futures. I want ETFs. ETFs commodities. Maybe I should do that. Stock. Orange juice stock. Orange juice stock symbol. Let's see what that does. OJ equals F? I don't think I'm going to be able to get that. Let's see. What is that? That's a future. Orange juice stock. They want to give us. They want it to be OJ. OJ equals F. All right, let's try that just to see what happens. Just for the sake of looking at it. OJ equals F. No, I didn't think so. All right, we'll have to work on that on afterwards. Hey, middle age, how you doing? No liquidity in OJ options. No market for me. Looks like it's building a base to go higher though. Coffee looks better. Uh, uh, looks better. IMO. What's IMO? Let me think. Uh, let's see. We looked at coffee this morning. Let's go take a look at that again. Well, there it is, right there. Really, that's coffee. They got the JO symbol for coffee. Yeah, you can see it. It closed in a buy 2 days ago, but it didn't really pop up. It is playing with the weekly buy, and it'll be curious to see what's going on in the product itself. Thank you for the input. And there is no OJ ETF at all that we can follow. FCOJ. Let's see what that does. FCOJ. Let's see what that does. Kofco Joycom Foods Ltd. That's a food company. That's what that is. So that's not good either. Let's see. Robin says, in my humble opinion, IMHO. What is IMH? I don't know what any of those things stand for. I'm lost. All right. Anyway, where do we go from here? Let's see. I think we've done the things that we do over here. We do the diamonds. We do that. We do the coffee. See, now, that's so easy. Look at that. That is cotton, you know. It goes into the daily sell there. And then starts to slide into a weekly, though. It's not in a weekly sell, though, until here. And so it's been in a daily sell since this move, which was okay, I guess, you know. But too bad they don't have bail. Frozen concentrated orange juice. They say that's a stock to a company. Let's see if we can do that. I'll put it in and see if we can figure out the price if it's right. FCOJ. You know what I'll do is I'll look at the Yahoo Finance real quick and see if that does it. It'll give us a trend, a way of tracking it. Yahoo Finance, and I'll punch that in. FCOJ. Let's see what that says. Yeah, see that says Tasnia. What is that? Wow, that's really bad. That's not giving us anything either. Nah, I don't think we can get OJ. Too bad. Yeah, it won't even give us that. It's saying zero. Oh, wait a minute. Last price 113. No, they say the OJ equals F is possibly the product, but our vendor's not picking that up. So, but there's bale. I find that interesting. That's cotton. Just do a save there, and then we did that, and we're real close on buying the ETF. If they get the ETF going into the plus side, we might be buying the ETF. There it is. Look at that. There you go. They're starting to trade it now. So there's the ETF is lifting up for today. We just would like it to be in a weekly buy. That's all. Let's see if they've updated. They haven't updated the coffee yet. ETF. Huh. DST begins March 14th. What's DST? Let me Google DST. See what DST is. DST. Oh, daylight savings time. Oh, yeah. Saturday night we flipped the clocks. Yeah, that's cool. All right. So that's that. And then let's go open up this there. Take a look at the three currencies we've been following. You know that there's a nice little exotic Aussie against the yen. You know, it's in a weekly buy. It goes into a buy, it goes up in value. You know, if it goes into a daily sell, it goes down in value for a while. I really like that. I mean, it's nice to have a product that trends. You know, I like products that trend. It's like the way we were looking at that Robo this morning. That Robo boy, does that have a nice solid trend, a long trends. You want that, if you're going to trade these things. And then you can see here the euro is okay, there it is. And the euro is, actually we can put that lower. Right there. It's in the buy now. And so there's the euro. I would really like to see the euro get into a weekly buy before I get long it. That's for sure. Yeah, that might be one of the next trades, Robin. Buying the euro. If we can get into a weekly buy and a daily buy, we'll be long it. And then there's the cable. The cable's looking very firm. Boy, it held up really nice. We looked at that earlier in the webinar. It held up really nice. It's, held that 38 area, and can't say much more than it's just firm. And then the EU was pestering them over something again too. Oh, Northern Ireland and the Irish Republic, some problems they were having there. With the with the Brexit situation. Let's see if the coffee's updated. I'd like to see that if it does. Nothing there yet. All right. Anybody want to see anything else? We can go over to the grains. Didn't they put some pressure into the grains there yesterday, and then they rallied them back at the end of the day? I thought that was like, wow. Let's just cancel that, and we'll close this out. That was like, wow, surprised me, And then open, and then, let's see, where's that? Right there. See how that goes. Yeah, I saw pressure on, I think it was corn, and then by the end of the day, they brought it back up again. Let's just take a look at corn right there. There's the corn. Yeah, they put it into a sell yesterday, and I guess, yeah, and then today they're flirting again. Now, that isn't a weekly sell for a whole week. Looks like it's holding on to that sell, and it looks like, tomorrow, unless they pop this thing, chances are it's going to stay in a weekly sell for 2 weeks after 29 weeks in a weekly buy. Oh, here you go. Hey, George. Let's see. Last few days on the grains pressure down, Doc, I would say. Yeah, you can see that. And you can see here, there's corn sideways. And you know what? Let's check this out, which I find always fascinating, is, let me just save this. What I find fascinating is look at the deck corn. We talked about that yesterday and the day before, how the back months, it seems to be a delivery thing going on more than anything else. It's not necessarily it seemed to be across the board. Now when we look at deck corn, look at this. It's in a weekly buy and a daily buy. Where is it at? Deck corn. Where are you, deck? There it is right there. Deck corn. See, look at this. Strong weekly buy, daily buy with no problem. Not even challenging the zero line whatsoever. This is December corn, the new crop. So it's interesting. It's all the front area. Oh, what's that, silver? We did take a look at that. Let's go back over to the silver. But it's back months that are holding up now, and the front months. So it must be the delivery stuff. In other words, let's see, if the front months are kind of falling down and they're getting ready to deliver over the next 3 weeks, I guess that means longs don't have it to deliver, and so what they're doing is they're getting out. I think that's how that is represented. Now let's go over to where we at, Robin. Oh yeah, silver. It's still holding up firm there. I mean, your work is making sense. It's trying. I wish we could get this thing into a weekly buy. It's been in a weekly sell now for, what's that, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 full weeks going on a 10th. And it's trying. You can see it's lifting up here. It's all trying to lift up. And then I guess, George, same thing with the May beans. Now, May beans, no, that's silver. Let's go over here again. Let's go like this. Oh, let's do this too. There it is, like that. And then say going over to, where is it at? Right here. Soybeans. You can see there, soybeans, same situation. Now that was a minus yesterday. Now for some reason they've taken out the high. Now the high was way up here, and that's what helped push it into the sell. Now no doubt we're in a weekly buy, so you wouldn't be taking the short, but one thing for sure is you would be out of the trade at the moment, or on a short-term basis, not on a long if you're a producer, but if you're a short-term trader. And then you go over and you look at it's just we'll have to deal with that afterwards. Let's go take a look at beans in November, the new crop. Right there. See, they're not budging. Even with it selling off, the numbers are not rolling over. You see, holding up nicely in a weekly buy, holding up nicely in a daily buy. It's not having much issues. It's almost unchanged today. So it must represent that the longs, the short-term longs with the old crop, don't have the inventory, so they're selling it so they don't have to deliver. That's the only way I can interpret it. Does that make sense to you, Robin, or any of you traders out there? I think that's what makes sense. So we're seeing that across the board. Let's take a look at wheat. I think we're seeing the same thing in wheat. No, what's going on there? That's right. The wheat is trying to lift up, and there it did get into the buy there yesterday. How about that? And so let's refresh that. Now it's been in a weekly sell for 2 full weeks, and you can see it's being sold off a little bit. So maybe the longs are trying to get out of Dodge there too at the same time. And then let's take a look at. Do we go back further? I don't think we look at a older wheat. What we do is we look at a red wheat. We look at the Kansas City, Minneapolis thing. So let's just take a look at that. You can see that's staying in a sell. It's been pressured down, and it's been in a sell back since up in here, and went into the weekly sell that week, and it protected you with the daily buy where you couldn't be short in that crazy pop, and then finally it gets into the sell here, and it's been okay. It's not falling hard, but that is the red wheat they use for pastries and so forth and cakes. And so that's the action. So yeah, I'm my total interpretation I feel comfortable with. Let's see. George says November beans are about $2 under. Yeah, I know. Robin keeps on saying, boy, they're going to meet in the middle somewhere. Yeah, from the old crop. As we try to extrapolate that concept altogether, back months are a little bit lower. But they're much more firmer. No one wants to sell them. The front crops that are getting ready to deliver over the next 4 to 6 weeks. Where are we at now? We're in the middle of March almost, right? We're at the 11th. So the delivery process starts up somewhere going into about 6 weeks from now, and so obviously some of the longs are thinking we need to get out of here. We don't have the product. They didn't have it in the granary, or they don't have it in the silo, or they don't have it. They don't have it stored in the truck. It doesn't have it. So they're selling out their futures contract that they've been long, which seems odd. But that you would think if they're long inventory, maybe traders were just flat out long inventory, and so now they don't want to have to deliver anything. So what they're doing is they're selling their futures out. And it's not the producers, it's the speculators. Let's see, what else is there? Let's see, that's George. I recognized that one from George. So yeah, that's and then like this case here, they it's sloppy too, the way they do that. Okay, there it is. Okay, now it's filled in better. And so there's the May. It went into the sell there yesterday. And it's trying to perk up a little bit here today. And at the same time, we've got the weekly trying to flirt with the sell. Right there. Just by the inch of its chinny chin. It's a minus 0.40. That's a big number for a change. That's nice. We'll make that pink. There we are. And so that's what the 3 front months are doing, is they are, obviously the speculators are trying to get out of it. That's the best way for me to describe it. Does that make sense to you, traders? And then the hogs, you can see they're firm. I saw someone did a report yesterday, and I'm not sure if it's because they were at Johnson and Johnson. It was about the cost of feed for the cattle, because one of the two brothers of Johnson and Johnson, the grandsons or whatever, one is a farmer, and he likes to he's a cattle farmer, and so they were at Johnson and Johnson, and he's got this big herd of cattle on the property at the laboratory or the pharmacy, and so the reporter was reporting how cattle prices have moved up because of the cost of grains, and I thought that was kind of funny. And then you got right here, you can see here's the cattle. That was hogs. And then you can see, they closed in a sell there yesterday. And we're in a weekly sell for the last couple of weeks. What's that, about 8 cents off a pound? Something. So that's something, That's a good move. But it's always something to think about. Yeah, he comes. We saw him at Cowtown. Remember I sent those pictures to you, Robin, from the rodeo? He brings in a bull or two once in a while at Cowtown. I mean, that's big rodeo. That's that you see riders from Mesquite and Texas and so forth here. It's every week. Our rodeo is something like 4 months long, 5 months long. Goes from May to the end of May all the way up to the end of September, I guess it is. So. It's an active rodeo. Very active. All right. And so then we did those guys. Let's see what the bean oil. See, bean oil. Look at this, Robin. Boy, that trader, whoever that broker was trying to get one of our clients to go short. One of our clients, one of his where he trades his product, was telling Robin that the guy wanted him to sell, like somewhere's around here. He wanted him to sell. And the thing has gone from like 51, 52 to where is it at today? To 50, almost 54, 53.99. And we were like, no, we're in a weekly buy and we're in a daily buy. Don't sell. Don't sell. Don't short it. He was like, he was going to go short on it. Yep, yeehaw. Didn't we write something about that? I think we wrote something about that, didn't we? Oh, we have something. We have to write something today. And then look at this bean meal. I find this really curious. I even put a red line. You see that, Robin? I got a red line there now, just showing how long the sell has been. I mean, that sell is notorious. And we've been in a weekly sell from here, and been in a daily sell from here, and it's slowly drifting its way down. It just stays in the sell there. Let's do this. Let's widen that up a little bit. Look at that. It just, the one day that it tried to get into the buy was on a red dot. Whew. So the math helped out really well. And you can see it tried to get into a weekly buy and it did right there. And then threw it right back into the sell again. But the daily has not been fooled. Did it again there too. It tried to get into the daily buy, but it was a red dot there at the same time. Oh, you tried to get them to short cattle too at the same time? Or we could write about that, I guess. Or we could do the meal. Look at, I don't know. What do you think? We'll have to look at that and figure out what we're going to go after there. But I find the meal fascinating, the way it's sliding down. Talk about the cattle, yeah. Maybe back month versus front month. Old crop, new herd versus old herd. Still in the sell here too on the that. So let's save that. Cattle. I think that's always neat, There's the back month. There is the February cattle, which is firm and up, whereas the front month is down, which again falls into that category of the speculators don't have the product for delivery, so they're getting out of their positions, which makes total sense to me. I mean, that's the way, I mean, that makes total sense. Now, there's the front month, and we're in a weekly sell for a couple of weeks. Yeah, we could do that, play up that fact. All right, traders, we're going to get out of here. We did currencies and so forth, and we did commodities and metals, and we did energies, and now we're looking at the grains. So this is Doc from North America. Tomorrow is TGIM. TGIM? No, TGIF. So thank goodness it's going to be Friday. And so happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our cyber friends. Ta-ta for now, traders. We will catch you in tomorrow.